No way, Bitcoin's pumping?
Tyler. Tyler. Tyler, check your phone.
What am I gonna do with all this money?
Open the door, please. Tyler, can you open the door, please?
You seeing this pumpage?
Tyler!
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I just gotta take care of something real quick. Awesome. Okay, let's get back to trading, dude. This is nuts. If you are unsure about cryptocurrency's price this month, then you need to check out this video. Hugely bullish, fundamental cryptocurrency regulation news here in the US that we're going to be going over, you guys. As of right now, gone are the days of fear of detrimental regulation. In so many ways, it seems as though the US and some very other key hotspots around the world are absolutely greenlighting cryptocurrency, and this is going to mesh into the perfect wave of technical and fundamental analysis over this bull cycle that could, instead of hindering the price action like it did back in 2017 and 2018, it could actually catapult these prices of not only Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the top cryptocurrencies to prices and gainers that we have not seen in a bull market. And despite the price action over the last few days, sentiment remains extremely bullish. There is no doubt in my mind that we are entering the disbelief phase of the psychology of a market cycle, you guys. For months and months, dating all the way back to about February of 2018, the bears have basically been in control. It was a bear cycle. But now is just not the time to be macro bearish on this market. Guys, with less than 48 hours, we have a key level that Bitcoin needs to hold, and as you can see, we're actually bouncing at a few key levels. So we'll be going over that technical analysis here on the daily chart for Bitcoin, the weekly as well, because as we talked about in the last video, there's a lot of information and some key crucial moments that we are going to be seeing within the next 48 hours that need to happen. And most importantly, the road to absolute explosiveness starts here. Not with Bitcoin, but with the entire cryptocurrency market cap, and we'll show you exactly what that is. And with that being said, everybody is watching Bitcoin, but more and more people are shifting their attention to the world's second largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Ethereum. DeFi on Ethereum, ETH 2.0 coming. There is unending support and reasons to be bullish on Ethereum. And as we saw back in the last cycle, when Ethereum went from just a few dollars to over 1,000, roughly 1,400 US dollars per coin, is Ethereum in store for a similar explosion? And as one of my favorite analysts, Kevin Svensson, says, could this be happening with yet another cryptocurrency? Wow, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to an insanely mega-sode. We have so much to cover in this video, and instead of just only focusing on short-term Bitcoin price action, we're going to be focusing on exactly what you need to know about this month for cryptocurrencies. So this video is going to be relevant for more than a day or two. When you do TA on these smaller time frames, the videos are only relevant for a day. But guys, absolutely huge. We have so much to get into, and thank you so much for all the likes on the last video. In fact, that video currently has over 36,000 views. So guys, if you like this kind of content, make sure to turn on the like, subscribe, and make sure you have notifications turned on. And as always, guys, we will be giving away a ledger, so make sure to comment below. And as always, guys, if you're interested in learning charting and trading, getting access to these charts, my portfolio updates, make sure to sign up for T4, V4 below. Wow, Squirty Squad. So as we talked about in the last video, on this weekly chart for Bitcoin, we are in a key level. And as you can see, we're actually holding exactly where we had that charted from the last video at about 11,600, right above this. So guys, let's start out with the fundamentally insanely bullish news here. So we have this article published by Mary Hewlett. Crypto mom, SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce voted in until 2025, guys. Now, if you don't understand what this means, this is actually huge. Okay, she has the name Crypto Mom coined by the community because she has been pro-crypto. She has been very good and positive for the crypto space. This is exactly the type of people we want in power, not halting the development of crypto, but instead being for cryptocurrency. So the US SEC, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Commissioner Hester Peirce has been confirmed for a second term lasting through 2025. Okay, so another 5 years of crypto mommy. This is huge. The news will be welcome for the crypto industry as Peirce, in the course of her first term, acquired the affectionate moniker Crypto Mom as a result of her nuanced and positive regulatory vision for crypto. Her new term as a commissioner will last basically for the next 5 years. So in February, just a few months ago, Peirce presented a draft proposal to provide a safe harbor for digital tokens, which would grant developers a 3-year grace period to build a decentralized network without fearing SEC legal action. Okay, while this proposal remains an unofficial intervention rather than a statement, Crypto industry members welcomed the idea at the time as containing the potential for the most groundbreaking development for the US cryptocurrency market to date. Guys, these are exactly the type of people we want in power. We do not want people continuing to try to censor us, to censor currency, to censor development and technology. And she is doing the opposite of that, okay? And now we have 5 more years of her. So it's amazing that we still have her within the SEC, and hopefully there can be continued efforts to help boost and legitimize crypto. So in the light of the agency's repeated rejections and deferrals of Bitcoin ETFs, Pierce published a dissenting statement warning the agency's approach impedes innovation in this country and threatens to drive entrepreneurs and opportunities they create to other jurisdictions. And that is exactly the case, you guys, because if things get banned in the US, it will take a toll in the short term. But in the long term, it's really not going to deter people from using crypto. People are going to find ways, okay? If Bitcoin was going to be made illegal, if cryptocurrencies were going to be made illegal, it would have been done years ago, okay? They tried to even do it in 2016, 17, 18, almost every year, depending on what country you're referring to. They have been trying to limit cryptocurrencies because they know how much power it gives people and how much wealth there is to be created. However, the great part about 2020 has been a very bad year for most people, okay? Around the world, 2020 has not been a year that a lot of people will look back on fondly. However, so far, knock on wood, cryptocurrency has had a great year. There's been green lighting across the US so far for cryptocurrency development, for cryptocurrency to continue to spread, grow, develop. And ultimately, guys, if you're in the US and you're involved in cryptocurrency, this ultimately has been a pretty good year for you, okay? Gold and cryptocurrency have been doing extremely well, and I see no reason for that to change, you guys. This is only the beginning. This cycle is going to be huge, and everything fundamentally and in the news and in the world, global environment, is lining up perfectly. So then we have here this article published on Cointelegraph here by Shiraz Jagadi. Bitcoin price continues rally. Positive sentiment is off the chart. So here we have this. We scroll down to people's sentiment regarding crypto. On July 12th, Bitcoin's long-term sentiment score, a comparison of investor sentiment over the last 50 days versus the prior 200, hit a new all-time high leading up to Bitcoin's run at the end of July. Similarly, the daily sentiment score represents a measure of how positive and negative conversations on Twitter have been about a particular coin over the last 24 hours versus previous 20 days. So the daily sentiment score of investors has remained positive above 50 every day from July 20th to August 1st, even after Bitcoin failed to surpass 12K. And we're going to get into that on the charts as well, because that is what we're facing right now. And it retraced an entire $1,500 almost dollars. Okay, we had that massive drop. Investor sentiment fell below 50 for only about 28 hours, alluding to the fact investors have remained extremely positive on Bitcoin. And with that being said, other crypto-related offerings are also flying high. Since the start of the recent crypto surge, there has been a spike in the use of stablecoins, along with a clear increase in demand for DeFi-related tokens. Stablecoin circulating supplies have increased substantially over the past 6 months, with Tether seeing around 10 billion in deposits and USDC seeing about a billion. This may seem small, but this is actually very similar to a mid-sized US commercial bank. And then as well, guys, particular attention ought to be paid to the evolution of Ethereum volatility profile, which despite coming off recent highs, remains elevated relative to Bitcoin. This suggests more potential volatility for the second largest crypto. Now as well, we are going to get into Ethereum, so let's actually start off with that Ethereum USD pairing here. Guys, as we've been saying for a few days now, Ethereum is on the verge of an absolute massive eruption here. This is the last area that if we break this, I could see Ethereum going all the way up to, almost 10% of a Bitcoin, or 8 to 10 million Satoshis. So this is on the USD chart. You can see that we're approaching some very key levels on this chart, with a breakout being imminent. And I personally think that Bitcoin is going to break out massively, and the entire cryptocurrency market is going to break out massively, maybe on Ethereum's tailwind. Maybe Ethereum actually doing that first, okay? Now if we switch to the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, you can see on the Bitcoin pairing, it has been pumping ever since the last week of July as well. You can see it went all the way up to about 3.5 million Satoshis, or 3.5% of a Bitcoin. And guys, we expect, this could go much, much, much higher. Like we said, even 10% of a Bitcoin, not that far out from here. Who knows if Ethereum will continue to reign? Ethereum had a huge year in 16 and 17, and I have no doubt Ethereum is coming back with a vengeance. Ethereum 2.0 on the horizon. We have Ethereum's ecosystem absolutely building some of the most revolutionary and most used tokens in the space as well. Shout out to Vitalik Buterin, guys, because I definitely think he has created something that is changing the space for good. And with that being said, I did want to highlight Link, because as you know, that is my top altcoin holding by percentage. Link is just on the verge of breaking. I think we could easily see a nice doubling in Bitcoin's price over the next few weeks if we manage to hold $10 for Link, where we just reached, I think for the first time in history, just recently. I think it was just last night. And as well, quick shout out, if you guys like Chainlink, I definitely recommend Kevin Svensson over on his YouTube channel. And guys, going back to Bitcoin's chart here on the weekly, this is the most key level. We talked about this for the past few days after we already set that monthly candle that's amazing right here above these previous monthly candles. We need this weekly candle as well. And we're basically just about less than $100 above where we need to close within the next 48 hours to be insanely bullish in the short term. Ultimately, you guys, this thing, in my opinion, is just going to go, and this is the monthly chart, so keep in mind, this will factor in dips. It'll just be harder to see. But on this monthly chart, guys, I expect this thing to absolutely erupt. No doubt cryptocurrency is on the verge of erupting. That's what we want to look for on the weekly chart. You can see on the daily, we're still getting squeezed in between this $11,000 and $12,000 level. More importantly, though, if we switch to this chart, you can see we're still holding along this ascending channel right here, which is just, we need to hold above this, I believe. And again, this could easily put us above 12K if we get that actual break after holding along this key level and this key line right here. And 12K is actually insane. Breaking 12K is going to be monumental, as you can see on the chart here for Bitcoin. Absolutely massive. Basically, we only have support to the downside. We have immense amounts of support to the downside, as you guys can see, especially this VPVR is the best illustration of that. And guys, as you can see here on these smaller time frames, I think these are the only indecisive patterns people are watching right now on Bitcoin, as we're clearly just trading basically in between 11.3 and 12K, as we were unable to break above 12K back on August 2nd. And then again, last night even, we were coming up, went all the way to 11,917, and then we got to push down to 11,512. Overall, this kind of ranging is exactly what we want to see, especially after Bitcoin's run up over the last few weeks. This is absolutely fine to see. And as long as we remain above 10.5, okay, we're immediately short-term bullish. Because I want to draw your attention to this as well, because this is what we've been talking about for Bitcoin here. I've been saying this since before we broke out of this symmetrical triangle, but if we ended up having to come down and retest and confirm this triangle as support, that is an absolutely normal thing in a breakout. Now that would be devastating, I think, to a lot of people, because what that would entail is the possibility that we go below not only 10,000, but potentially we even wick below 9,000, which people would be freaking out about. I personally would be a little uneasy if that did happen as well, even though technically it is a pattern that does repeat, especially after such a macro breakout. But it's always something we want to keep in mind, because whether we break out here and go to 12K and go up here to all-time highs, or whether we get a retracement now, it is possible that we're going to see a pullback on this monthly chart before we absolutely go parabolic. So just always keep that in the back of your mind. You never know with those scam wicks. You never know with that absolutely very fast price action. As you guys can see, we saw, very extreme price action right here. These are the kind of candles and wicks we're talking about, okay? 12,100 down to 11,500, and I think this was all concentrated mainly in about 5 minutes, okay? This wick basically bounced back up, I believe, within just minutes, right? So always be aware of that, and always be careful if you're trading. And guys, if you are trading, make sure to use our signups below where you get some of the highest bonuses on YouTube. All you have to do is to deposit that initial small amount to begin trading. You get the bonus, and then you can begin trading. You guys, massive. And as well, if you're interested in learning charting, trading, getting access to these charts, and just a bunch of other useful information for a very, very low price, especially compared to other crypto courses, I purposely try to price mine lower than every other course that I've seen for a few reasons. One, it makes it more attractive for people to buy. Two, because I don't think you should be spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars trying to learn a lot of the basics for crypto. If you're going to be supporting me and my channel and also trying to learn all of this stuff, I definitely don't want to overcharge. I just definitely wouldn't be comfortable charging $500, $600, $700 for a course. Wow, guys, and with that being said, let me know if you enjoyed the intro. We're still filming a lot more of those. We have a lot of easy ideas that come. And yeah, it's been really fun. I think it's really original, and it gets some creative juices out doing that as well.